What's up, y'all? I'm Jordan King. The first ever national champion for USC boxing.
You're a 125-pound national champion by unanimous decision, boxing out of the red corner, representing Southern Cal, Jordan.
And I'm the face of collegiate boxing.
Ooh, good bang. Ooh, that hurt.
So from what I've been told by my dad, he taught me boxing since I was like 2 years old, like just the basics. At that point, my dad never like forced it on me. It was just like a make sure we active, not playing the game all day at the house or like just in school and then coming home and not doing anything. So just to stay active. He never forced it on us because boxing is like a very brutal sport. You can get hurt in boxing, so it's really if you want it. So he just put us in there in the normal kids class. And so throughout middle school, I was just like doing my thing, just in the class. But then I started to like really love it, and then I started to like want to go more often. I started watching boxing. I started asking more questions, and then come 8th grade, 9th grade, I told my dad I wanted to compete.
We would always do work either at the gym or at the house because we got bags at the house. We got all equipment and stuff at home, right? And so early on, Jordan would be like, if I'm working mitts and stuff with him, I wouldn't wear protective gear. You know, just let him hit me, whatever. And he hit me one day, and I felt like it fractured my ribs. He hit me one day, and I felt like it fractured my ribs. And he hit me one day, and I felt like it fractured my ribs. And I was like, okay, he's starting to get grown man strength. He's learning how to do it. And I was like, okay, he's starting to get grown man strength. He's learning. He's figuring it out. He's learning how to sit on his punches. He's learning how to do things the right way. He's learning how to slip punches.
What age was he when he hit you that hard? Do you remember? Or grade?
15 maybe?
15? Wow.
14 or 15, yeah.
So at that point, then I progressed past like the normal kids class to an actual trainer, personal trainer. So I started going 5 days a week. Then I started getting the discipline of getting up at 4 in the morning, running 2-3 miles before school, shower, get dressed, get ready for school, get on the bus, have a full day of middle school or high school, 8th grade, 9th grade. As soon as I get out, go straight to the boxing gym, come home, do my homework, go to sleep. So my dad didn't go pro or anything. He fought amateur. He grew up street fighting. Then he got in the boxing gym.
So I grew up in a tough neighborhood in West Las Vegas, and so where kind of like fighting was a part of living. And so everybody in my neighborhood was tough. You know, you couldn't grow up in my neighborhood and not be tough. My mom wouldn't allow any of us to be weak. And so if we got bullied, my mom would send us back outside and say, hey, you ain't coming in this house until you defend yourself. So for me, the boxing gym was an escape from gang life and in the streets, because a lot of my siblings were in the gangs. You know, the people that I grew up in my neighborhood were all gangs. It was a real heavy gang environment. And so boxing was a way for me to escape that lifestyle. I was late teens, early 20s. It's Las Vegas, so I'm going to clubs, I'm hanging out, I'm trying to do a little bit of everything. And so it just came to a point to where I was like, you know what, I can't really fully commit to this. I didn't have a support system to continue it, and then I got kind of distracted, and so I kind of just fell off.
And one of his biggest mentors, which is like a father figure to him, still around to this day, was the Hall of Fame referee, Richard Steele. So my dad joined his gym when he was like around my age or even younger. In Las Vegas, so he's always been a huge part of my dad's life. Like my dad didn't have a father, so Richard Steele was like a father figure to him. So now I train at that same gym. So Richard Steele is pretty much like a grandfather to me. So that's kind of like the whole like push behind boxing as far as for my family. So my dad started with Richard Steele. He's always been around him, and then when I got to the age and we moved back, I joined the gym, and it's been the same thing for me. And then my trainer now is my uncle. He went pro. He went to Olympic trials as an amateur. He won several national tournaments, Golden Gloves. He went pro. He came up training and fighting in the same classes as Floyd Mayweather, Zab Judah, a lot of the greats that are in the Hall of Fame to this day. He came up in that same era and training with them and fighting even against some of them. So he knows what it takes to be at the highest level. So, and he has an extreme IQ, and he's succeeded at every single level. So now he's my main trainer, and he's still family. He's my uncle. So it's just like, it's a lot of family business going on in boxing.
Is he your brother's brother, or your brother? Is he your dad's brother or your mom's brother?
He's my black people cousin. So we're not related. You already know what I mean. He's known me since I was a baby, and my dad has known him since they were in high school. So him and my dad are super close. That's how his wife became my babysitter when I was a newborn. So I just call him my uncle, and he calls me his nephew because they've been around me since I was this small. So, but not blood related. But you know how black people are. It's just, I've grown up with it. Like in every aspect of my life, it's just like, it's been there, or it's always been like what I've fallen back on. Like I played basketball, I like messed around with a little bit of football as a kid, but like never really took it as serious as boxing. Boxing has always been there. Boxing gives me life, so I eat, sleep, everything with boxing. So like I literally watch it every day. I train every day. I talk about it every single day, so it keeps me sane. So if I didn't box every day or didn't have such an inclination towards boxing, then it'd be strain on my mental. And then I've had a lot of injuries too. I've had not a lot, but I've had my fair share. Like after my first fight when I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school, my first fight, it was in February of 2019. Then my next fight was supposed to be in June that same year. A month before the fight, my shoulder popped out of my shoulder dislocated in sparring. It popped out the socket. It didn't pop back in on its own. So we had to like kind of force it back in. Yeah, it was not pretty. It was not fun, but we didn't know anything like major. Obviously it hurt, but I just took the week off, iced it. Got back in the gym the next week. I was training like usual. Another fight was supposed to be in July. Week before, same thing occurs. My shoulder pops out. So we're like, all right, this is the second, third time this has happened. We go to the doctor, we get an MRI, we get x-rays, and they say, yeah, you tore your rotator cuff. Or, my labrum, not my rotator cuff, my labrum. They say you completely tore it. They said, if you don't get surgery, you're never going to play sports ever again. So I had to get the surgery. So
go in, get the shoulder healed so we can get back to the business. Everybody else, have your fun now, because when we come back, there will be no games.
Better than ever. That was more, that was a huge setback. That kind of put me down for 6 months, I want to say. So it was like a month of being in a sling with a pillow. After that, it was a month and a half of like physical therapy just to be able to lift my arm past 90 degrees. So once I got out the sling, I was back in the gym, but not using this arm at all. So that's when I kind of taught myself how to fight southpaw in a different stance. So that's why I'm able to switch hit now. 2022 summer, I get back home. I'm summer going into sophomore year. I'm training. I'm in crazy shape. I'm in the gym again, back in Vegas, because there's no restrictions. I'm 100%. I've been in shape all year. It's a fight in like 3 weeks. No injury this time, but I have an unexplained seizure.
That's great.
And I wasn't even working out hard. I was just playing basketball, like casual basketball at USC. I didn't feel any type of way leading up to the seizure. I was fine. I just remember waking up on the ground, on the court. Somebody's holding me to the ground, like, Jordan, you need to stop moving. I'm like, who are you? Like, why are you holding me to the ground? They're like, you just had a seizure. And it's just a lot going on. And then I'm on a stretcher, headed to the hospital. I'm still in and out of consciousness. Get to the hospital, my mom is freaking out, crying. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know how I got here.
I'm scared every day. We don't know if it's going to happen today. We don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know if the boxing is what caused it. And so as a mom going through that, I don't know what caused it, right? The doctor can't tell me. And so you just have to trust and have faith in God that it'll all work out.
Do you remember what kind of explanations the doctors gave you? Or?
None.
None?
There's none. It was just like everything is clear. All this testing is clear. And so it's just like, okay, then what? You know? So just not knowing what the cause is and just having to trust, hey, I guess it'll work out. You know, that's very, very hard. But you just gotta pray into it.
And then they discharged me the next day. I had to get an EEG, a lot of brain scans and stuff like that. I get released. Then 3 days later at my house in the morning, my dad said he made breakfast. I'm like, all right. I go downstairs. He left the kitchen. He went upstairs to grab something. I start eating. Next thing I know, I wake up, I'm on the couch, and there's paramedics at my house. They said I had another seizure. I look at my hand. I cut myself because I fell out the chair at the dinner table. My fork or whatever cut my hand. I don't even remember none of that either. So that's again another seizure. It's like, again, it's like, what is happening at this point? So then I go back to the hospital, more brain scans, more EEGs, MRIs. All my results came back normal. They said, we don't understand why this happened. Like every single test, normal results.
And then, you know, when they occurred, I was with his mother he didn't need to box anymore.
It was scary. So when I first found out about his first seizure, I was at work and I'm a police officer, and I get a phone call. My wife said Jordan just had a seizure. So I was like, hey guys, I'm out. Took my tactical gear off and threw it, you know, in my vehicle, and you know, made sure everybody had directions, and you know, probably drove over the speed limit all the way to the hospital. It was scary because we didn't know where it was coming from.
It's kind of, if I wasn't boxing, then ain't no telling where I'd be mentally or period. So boxing's kind of kept me sane this entire time.
So I'll ask it anyway. I think I know the answer, but did it ever make you reconsider boxing at all?
Nah, not at all. Nah.
So what was like, because you know boxing is a very rough sport and you bring your son into it, what was the balance between my son has this interest in this violent sport, but I don't want to stifle his passion. So how did you go about introducing him to the sport?
So, in my opinion, yes, it's violent, but it depends on where your foundation is, right? So I never had a fear of my kids being involved in boxing. A couple things boxing does for you. One, it teaches you discipline, and it teaches you life skills. It's a skill set that if you never compete or if you never grow pro, it'll serve you well in your life. You know, it gives you the ability to walk away from situations because you don't have anything to prove, because you know how to defend yourself. And so I knew that the day that my son would compete, he would have all the tools that he would need to be successful. Hence why Jordan spent years training before he had his first amateur fight. And so it was a situation where guys in the gym would be like, man, Jordan is awesome. Is he gonna fight this weekend? Nope. And so I didn't care what anyone else thought. He had to impress me first before I let him fight. And so once he got to that, you know, that hurdle where I was like, okay, we're ready, then he started taking off.
You know what? I just think that finding your passion is more than half the battle. And so when he finally found his passion, you have to feed it. Like, I could not stifle that. There was absolutely no way that we would just take that away from him.
But because that's his passion, you can't keep him from his passion. So you just have to kind of support it and pray through it and hope that next time is not the time, right? And that he is strong enough. And he always says, but Mimi, I'm not going to get hit. I never get hit. Yeah, baby, we all get hit. You know what I mean, in the ring. But I just have confidence and faith in him that, you know, he knows enough and he's learned enough to be able to step away from it. So.
So now we're in the fall. It's our first homecoming show tomorrow, actually. So I'm on weight right now. Still competing at 125. First fight in LA. First USC's first time hosting an event in like several years. I'm the co-main event. Be tuned. I'll be fighting like 3 p.m. at Sweet Science Boxing Gym in Hawthorne. So I can't wait. I'm going to put on the show. A lot of people coming out. A lot of people can't wait to see me fight. I can't wait to get out there and fight because that's a natural high for me. I can't wait to put on the show. It's fun. So I'm ready. I can't wait to make weight and just drink some water tomorrow morning and get some food in my stomach. So I just can't wait. I'm anxious. So my dad is coming. He always comes to my fight, so that's kind of like I expected, you know. My mom is coming. that's kind of big because she hates to watch me fight. So even in Las Vegas, when she watches me fight, she'll be in the area, but she'll hide in the bathroom. Like she just gets so freaked out and frantic whenever I fight. But the fact that she flew to LA with my dad, that's pretty big. My grandma is also coming as well. So, well, my grandma a gangster though, so she like to watch me fight. So,
what has been your favorite part of this journey, watching Jordan evolve as a boxer, as a student, as your grandson? What's been
winning? When he wins, and I just see the excitement in his face, and I know how much it meant to him to win and to get that. That's the best thing for me.
So when I'm getting my hands wrapped, I have my headphones on, so I'm just vibing out. So whatever song I got playing, I don't necessarily listen to like calm music. I listen to like kind of turned up. Like that just gets me in that mode. So like I listen to just some hype music, some like gym music, and then that's when I'm getting my hands wrapped. I'm just getting in the zone. I'm kind of zoning out, and then once my hands are wrapped, I'll shadow box. With my headphones on, just get loose, and then I'll hit pads. I'll take my headphones off. Me and the coach will do pad work. Then I'll start to feel sharp. When punches start landing, I'm starting to feel my power. I'm starting to gauge the distance and everything. So it's like, all right, we getting ready. So then we'll do pads for a little bit. Shake my arms out, shake my legs out, stretch a little bit. Do pads again. Do the same thing. We'll do that like just leading up to the fight, like off and on. And then as soon as the bout before me ends and they start calling us to the ring, we make the walk to the ring. There's really no thoughts at that point. It's time to go. I get in the ring. I show love to all the judges. I show my respect to each individual judge across the ring. Get to my corner, just start bouncing on my toes, getting comfortable. Last words of my coach or my dad, if he's in the corner, if he's in the crowd, last couple words, then they call me to the center of the ring.
NCBA and USIBA National Champion,
And then as soon as they say touch gloves, go to the back. It's time to have fun. The bell rings.
Be first.
It's showtime. That's it.
That's it. There you go. That's it. Up is up. Don't get close. Don't get close to him. There you go. Come on. Turn them around. Let's go.
As soon as I land that first shot, then I know my distance. I know exactly what's going on. And at that point, it kind of goes into autopilot. I'm obviously thinking. I'm just not like, there's no more anxiousness or anxiety. There's no more like itchiness to get out there because like we're in the fight now. So at that point, it's just, I'm having fun at that point. And once I go pro, then it's like I'm not BSing at all. I'm going full head on with it. I'm going as far as it takes me. And then my overall goal and my dream and what I see is myself being world champion.
and champion out of the red corner. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a brief intermission now. Please visit the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
So, I mean, if I don't reach my overall goal of going pro, that'll just be like a disappointment to me. But everybody else around me, they'll be like, "You've already done so much. Like, we didn't even think you." I ain't gonna say they didn't think I'll get this far, but it's just like it's just crazy what I've already been doing, you know. But like I said, I have a short-term memory, and I'm never satisfied. So.
You looked a little rusty. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I thought too when I got in there. I'm like, because it's like I got to be perfect.
Because he couldn't get out of the way that left hook.
Mm-hmm.
Cracked him a couple times that left hook. Hit the sock, bang. So.
Yeah, that's why I like blocking him, because he couldn't mess with me on the inside.
What I was saying, when he came in, bull rushing, he had his head down.
Mm-hmm.
You could have shot an uppercut and sat him down. Yeah,
And I give myself a seat, honestly. but I would definitely break it down like probably tomorrow or Monday because I'm gonna work on everything I did wrong because New York is in like 2 weeks and 2 days, something 25th. All right, for sure. Love you. All right, bro.
In pros, you're gonna need to give it your all. You're gonna need all your time, all your effort, you know. And if I can't give it my all in boxing in pros, then I won't go pro because I'm not gonna put myself in a position to go pro and get hurt because you can get hurt in that ring, you could die in the ring. So if I don't go pro because of that, then it's like, okay, cool. It just didn't play out like that. I got my money, I got my health, I got my wealth. That's all you got at the end of the day. So if that's the reason why, cool. It's gonna be disappointing, but hey, at least I can form a good sentence, and I still, and all my bones is working properly, and I still look good at the end of the day. So you know, shot for the stars and landed on the moon, cool. So you know. YouTube. Quick disclaimer: I got the my first ever documentary. Shout out to School at Annenberg. Shout out to Marissa Russ. Know her name. She made me her senior project, so everything as far as edits is mainly her. I'm only gonna do slight tweaks just to shorten it and make it more Jordinary-esque. But I'm not gonna do too much crazy cinematic, lyrical, spiritual, empirical, ethereal. You feel me? Like I ain't doing all that. I'm gonna keep it as unedited as possible. You know, I'm gonna keep it more so how she did it. Why not start with a bang? You know, start with the documentary, the champ. You know, because I got them. Matter of fact. Excuse me. Got this. Hello. Got the, what that? Hello. Got the, hello. Oh, another. Houston. Hello. Oh, wait a minute. Shit ain't nothing.